What a great arrangement of the Armed Forces Medley. Welcome to Setting Minds Live, where we strengthen believers, engage unbelievers, and train others to use creation to turn hearts to the Creator. Especially last week and this week, we're really doing that T part,
Yes.
helping you reach others with a little bit of a twist this evening.
Mm-hmm.
I know we'll get to it, but you were asked a very interesting question.
Yes, let me mention before we
Yeah.
get started here, this is our Setting Minds Live, as Heather mentioned, and it's Tuesday nights at 9. And we also have Singing in Scripture on Sunday evenings
We do.
at 6:30 Eastern Time. We invite you to check that out on my personal Facebook page and just look up Jeff Setzer.
Right.
And these last, tonight and last week, and then probably another session or two, we'll be doing Sowing Seeds of Science.
It's a lot to cover with that.
Oh, yes. We have a lot of our cards we've produced over the years. We've got a stack here, probably 40 different cards, different ones that we've produced.
But they're so usable. That's what we're going to talk about.
Seed thoughts.
Oh.
Seeds for conversation, which came up just this morning when I was at the gym. I usually go Tuesdays and Thursdays, combining, Thursday gym time with taking the trash. The church lets us use their trash cans, so it's that direction. So I've needed to get in shape, so I use the time to do a little bit of walking and jogging around the gyms, two basketball courts, and there's opportunities to talk to people sometimes, and sometimes it's nobody else there. But anyway, today there was a day camp brought in, and maybe 10 or 12 kids that were junior aged, and so we've worked a little bit with junior age kids down through the years.
Oh yeah.
And a staff person from the Hickory City community, the recreation center, and she had staff on the back of her shirt. Her name was Gloria. So not you have to be wise with the cards and such, especially with children these days. But
it's not usually a good thing to, as a random stranger, walk up and start
just walk up to them.
handing things out to children. We understand that.
But as one was nearby me as I was preparing to leave, actually, and asked her if she would like, I forget which card it was, and so through her and then one or two of the kids, I didn't hand to all of them, but one young man, I can't remember his name, but he had received a card. And he asked a very interesting question. Why is Hitler referenced on this card? And so we had opportunity to talk with both him and Gloria, the staff person, about the importance of worldview, and basically putting in a nutshell, evil thinking leads to evil behavior.
Right.
And so actually just today we learned of a church that we've been to the building before.
Yeah.
I don't think a church service, but
I think
has
we
a
parked there one time passing through, if I remember
Okay.
correctly.
Christian school, and a teacher that has been proven to have gotten with one of the students, an older student in the high school, a K4 teacher. Very tragic, but sexual things going on with a 17-year-old. And so the importance of reaching our young people cannot be overstressed. And so we want to encourage you to get these cards. Evil behavior begins with evil thinking. And so going back to Hitler believed the Jews to be closest to pure ape.
Yeah. And, I was going to point out, too, that's one of the things, even when we hand out, like, a dinosaur card or things about soft tissue, okay, those things are interesting and they're important, but it's not just, oh, cool, that's a dinosaur card. No, a lot of times that's why it gets taken and accepted. But, folks, it's far more than just a neat topic or something interesting. Just like you were saying, it's worldview.
Worldview.
And that's the whole problem we have now in our country and everywhere you look. It's worldview. You need a thoroughly biblical-based worldview.
So thinking about Veterans Day today.
Yes.
What?
Tied right in.
What wars basically go back to one man, Adolf Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
World War One, World War Two, and probably some other skirmishes and things along the way.
With Hitler, mainly World War II.
Yeah. And the thinking of Hitler in our monkey business presentation, we point out, one of the things we point out is his view. He believed evolution and the desire to eradicate, as talked a little bit about today with both Gloria and young people that were there, 2 or 3 that were there hearing me talk, just talking together, both me and the staff person as well as the young man.
Right.
But he had read up a lot on history and especially World War II. And so it's very pertinent timing.
Yeah, hence the question he asked.
Yeah,
that would interest him immediately.
What wars or veterans that have gone off to war, think about it, they would not have been having to do so without the worldview of evolution having played such a part in Hitler's thinking. That his desire to eradicate people that were lesser evolved. And there's lots we could talk about that, but that's coming up later in our Sunday night series, Jungle Tales. One of the presentations is Monkey Business, in which we'll be dealing with that idea that humans are related to the ape kind. So one of our cards that's easy to hand out is this one about the monkey.
Little gibbon on the front.
Yeah, and so we'll get to that in our series talking about our cards.
Because just like you referenced with Hitler, if your worldview, that's going to be the big word tonight, if your worldview is that, you came from a lesser evolved animal, ape-like ancestor, etc., well then clearly certain groups of people aren't quite as evolved as others. Well, what do? You get rid of the lesser evolved to purify the more evolved. And yes, that was Hitler's thinking. When you believe something, just like you said, and I'm just emphasizing this, when you believe something, it affects your behavior. True belief does. And that's what this whole subject is about, really.
Yes. So we are encouraging folk to get our cards as seeds to sow.
Right.
Not that you have to engender a conversation or know what to say in response. Right. You can just tell them this is something interesting for you to check out the website, that type of thing. So I forgot yesterday, but I've got a series of posts that I had in mind about sowing seed from the verse in the Bible that gives us the term soul winning. Right. And that verse is Proverbs 11, verse 30. The fruit of the righteous is a what? A tree. A tree of life. So how do you get a tree? You can't get a tree without a seed. That has to be sown and watered, cultivated, and it grows and eventually produces fruit. So the tree of life in this verse is connected to winning souls. So those seeds of the gospel, seeds of truth, seeds even of scientific truth, can lead and do lead people to salvation. So we'll talk more about that, but we forgot last week to mention one of the big points with this card of your life matters. Of course, a takeoff of Black Lives Matter. And by the way, no one is black and no one is white. I brought this over. Is my skin white?
No. If you're that color, we bury you.
Yeah. And let's see, here's black, I guess, back of my phone case. And no one is black. No one is white. We all have melanin in our skin. Yeah. But the point with this card...
Some have more, some have less.
Yeah. So is that mitochondria, the powerhouse of the human cell, scientists, I think it was back in 1987. Seems like that's the year. But mitochondrial Eve is the term they use for her as the first female ancestress.
And these were secular scientists?
Secular scientists.
Wow, yeah.
As the first female ancestress of all humanity. So secular science has proven that, one, we all go back to one female ancestress, and they have a term for Adam as well, and I can't remember that one.
I'm not as familiar with that one, yeah.
But there had to be an Adam if there was an Eve.
Sure.
And it's interesting, the secular scientist named her Eve.
The
The Bible
where
name.
would they get that idea?
And so that means we're all of one human race.
Right.
Yes, human race. And all of one blood, as we read in the book of Acts.
And that takes care of racism, quote unquote, right there.
Yes.
We're all of one blood. There's the human race. That takes care of everything right there.
So more and more, this card needs to be handed out, especially to what's called people of color, which we're all people of color. It's called melanin
exactly
in our skin.
Oh, before you get off of this card, just a quick little note. We were in a restaurant one time, and I love when I see, since my dad's a 1968 Vietnam vet, I love when I see these fellas with the Vietnam vet hat. I love to go up, tell them about my dad, tell them thank you. Well, I did that in this restaurant one time, and I handed this older gentleman, this veteran, that particular card, Your Life Matters. And he was so nice, accepted it. And when I went back and sat down, I saw him, he was looking at it and reading it. You know, what a neat thing, even for a veteran, that you, especially a Vietnam veteran, with how they were treated, Your Life Matters. But he was reading that. I was kind of observing as we sat not that far away. So, you know, even things like that, use these tools.
Because every one of our lives matters. God gave us life. We don't have the right to take it ourselves.
Right.
To commit suicide. It is against God. It is against his design. And so each life matters. And this card is needed more now than ever to hand to somebody to maybe prevent them from thinking wrong thoughts about their life. Well, we've highlighted these last week. A gift for you, the tree of Christmas, which takes the Christmas tree and compares it to the tree mentioned in Galatians. Cursed is he that hangeth on a tree. I forget what verse that is, but anyway, hey, you might look that up and see if
I'm trying to watch.
One of our favorites this time of year is Bad or Good. And we mentioned these
That's my favorite for Christmas.
Christmas cards last week. So please.
Oh, and just with having Santa on it, you'd be amazed. That gets taken quickly. People love that.
These are so easy to hand out.
They are.
So please contact us, message us if you would like to receive some of these to distribute.
I'm not finding that particular card at the moment.
We went to some of our dinosaur cards, Jurassic Worlds, maybe it's not in there. Mum's the Word, and A Bone to Pick. And I think we ended with this one last time, it seems.
So, because we talked about the osteocytes.
Okay. Bone cells that have been found in dinosaur fossils. And very much similar to modern bone cells. So the soft tissue, the dinosaur body that was found, and bone cells that are barely degraded, all testify that these fossils that are found are not millions of years old. So anyway, we're going to go into the next card, which is a general dinosaur card. I love this
dinosaur card. I love that picture.
It kind of ties in. I guess I didn't have all these representatives
a lot of them were
in my hand.
Repeats,
But the general dinosaur card, I think this picture was from a Colorado museum.
I think it was in Vernal, Utah. I think you took that picture in the museum, though. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Dinosaur National Monument.
It has a QR code to take someone to the dinomite.us website. It talks a little bit, I think, about soft tissue, but just having a dinosaur on the card, people readily take it.
Oh my!
Especially children. And by the way, we desire to reach especially young people with our creation witnessing tools, the creation cards. And this one is, of course, highlighted in two of our themes. One theme would be this year's theme, Jungle Tales. And then, of course, in our Dino-Mite theme that is coming around next summer.
Year,
In fact, we hope to have, we're thinking about having a big to-do with our dinosaur theme next, let's see, I guess it would be 27.
February 27.
February 27.
And remember what Genesis Park and Dino Dave Wetzel, what they just announced within the last 3 or 4 days.
What was that?
About
about this creature, yes.
Cameroon, yes. I figured you want to mention that.
So the Cameroon and also Cam Badimu is from the Congo. So the Cameroon and the Congo, I think they're pretty much in the same general area of Africa. So. And this creature has been seen alive. Yes, alive. And I talked a little bit with that young man today about that, and he was totally incredulous. And this subject matter gets people's attention big time.
And like we said, one of the research teams within just the last, in fact, I just saw it on my Facebook just a little bit ago, within like the last 3 days, they've reported seeing this creature. They want to find the area where it's seen more regularly and do more research.
But
So
the
this
challenge is that
documented.
it's in the deep jungle.
Yeah.
And people who live there, they don't want to go near it. It will kill people. And their name, at least in the Congo, is Mokele Mbembe. Mokele dash Mbembe. So Mokele Mbembe. It has a long neck, long tail, and we have a friend who's seen the creature.
Yeah.
Cam Badimu.
And when the natives draw it out like in the dirt, we would call it a sauropod.
Yes. So dinosaurs alive? Question mark. It's not been paraded down Main Street, but I think even some people wouldn't believe it then. If they had it in a cage or something.
Biblical worldview. Here we go again with the worldview. That shouldn't be a surprise. If God created everything, land animals on day 6, 2 of every kind went on the ark. They got off the ark. Some would have gone extinct afterwards, we think. That's another lesson. But why would it be a surprise that we find some still living? So your worldview affects everything.
And there are other creatures of the Congo that are totally unknown to science.
Oh yeah.
One is called Amela Ntuka. I was talking with the young man about that a little bit today, having a long horn and a long tail, kind of like a rhinoceros, but with a much longer horn.
We really don't even know this creature.
And it will ravage villages, according to Cam, our friend who is from the Congo. And Cam, and he married Kay from North Carolina here.
Yeah.
So we just happened to meet them. I don't know what year it was, maybe
been several years ago.
But it was our jungle theme that year, so we can probably calculate. Miss Heather's really good at that. Anyway, when we had a creation weekend at a church in, I guess, Wananoa, right here in North Carolina, and that's when we met Cam and his wife and learned that indeed these creatures are alive today in the Congo, deep in the jungles of the Congo and probably the Cameroon as well. So fascinating subject, and it's just a matter of time before they're seen and proven by, shall we say, scientific
empirical science,
empirically proven to be alive
not
today.
Just observational, but empirical. Yeah.
So our mountain mysteries theme involves a variety of mountains, mostly volcanic and or catastrophism will be a big word. Like volcanic eruptions that would cause tsunamis and different things that we broach, as well as the Ark or Ararat, Mount Ararat, where the Ark came to rest. So some of our cards with the Mountain Mysteries theme, of course, the first one would be Mount Rushmore with design. Now, think about this. Would millions of years of shall we say, wind erosion, water erosion, or raining on the rocks for millions of years, or what's another erosion factor? Thermal expansion of the rock. I forgot that one. About forgot it. Where the sun is working like on pavement. And what happens over time? Cracks the pavement, and it degrades in some fashion over time with the heat and everything, the heating and the cooling. Well, would any of those processes or all 3 of those processes ever create these heads?
No matter how much time you give it. Not going to happen, is it?
Would any naturalistic process, how about naturalistic processes producing the real heads?
The real people behind those, No.
Not
at all.
Anyway, Mount Rushmore, monument to design. And so what a testament. I had a guy at a post office one time, a post office extension. He wouldn't take the card, or he took it, looked at it, and gave it right back. I think maybe that was the case. He didn't want to talk about it.
Design is an important point. And design, we often say, demands a designer.
And as
soon as you connect that dot, people immediately,
Yep.
They
especially
recognize.
if they believe evolution, humanistic belief that man is all there is, man is the pinnacle of evolution,
Right.
and all this. No God in the process, or no God needed in the process. So many times they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, because then you're accountable to him. If he made
Exactly.
you, he's boss, as we tell the kids, and you will answer to him. We all will answer to him one day.
Yes.
And boy, our sinful hearts, we don't like that.
No, especially one who does not want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, part of our mountain theme, as we
I
talked
like this
about,
one.
Involves catastrophism, such as tsunamis, earthquakes, the mud flows resulting from earthquakes, like Mount St. Helens.
A lot with volcanoes that we deal with, yeah.
So this petrified tree that we saw in West Virginia,
Yep, not far outside of
a
Charleston,
number of years
if I
ago,
remember
forget
correctly.
what year it was, but we were at a church that I think another church in the area, and then got to minister in a Christian school that was at a church, a different church. And so at that time, the pastor's wife was the principal of the school, I think, wasn't she?
And I believe she taught science as well,
And
if I'm not
science.
mistaken. It's been a while.
Yeah, and she knew where it's called a polystrata fossil. Now, the evolution side, they don't call it this. They just call it an upright fossil.
Yeah.
Which takes away the meaning and the indication that the fossil is between or going through more than one rock layer. If it's just upright, well, that doesn't tell you anything.
No.
So poly means many. Strata, that's the layers of rock.
Right.
So how could this petrified tree portion be millions of years old and going through multiple rock layers
that are different ages?
Yeah, that's supposed to represent millions of years.
And this, what we saw outside of Charleston, what he's showing here on the screen, that is not like a one-off or an odd thing.
No.
You ever heard of Specimen Ridge in Yellowstone National Park? Petrified forest? You know, this is very similar. In fact, you're getting the same thing happening today, right now, at Mount St. Helens in Washington State. And I don't mean to get ahead of you.
In the lake, yeah.
Yes, in Spirit Lake, where that volcano, and I know you're going to get to this, knocked down so many trees. We're seeing some of this type of stuff happen. And I'll let you get to that in a couple minutes. I don't want to get ahead.
Thousands of acres of trees were blown down in a matter of, I guess, seconds. And in that event, there was water of the Spirit Lake that was shoved against the other side of the lake, the mountainous region, and scouring that area and washing trees into the lake.
Right.
And over time, those trees become waterlogged. There's still some floating today.
Oh, yes.
35 years?
Well, 1980, no, 45, yeah.
45 years ago. And there's still trees floating in the lake. So think of the trees that would have been blown down, knocked down, mowed over through the catastrophe of the worldwide flood.
Right.
And trees then deposited, floating around, deposited
and they
different
begin
places
to go
around.
like this, and they sink.
With the root ball being heavier.
Yeah, and they look like they grew there. No, they didn't grow there. They dropped in there after being waterlogged, and they're beginning to petrify. See, this is the thing when we were in Yellowstone, and you go see the petrified tree that they have a little gate around and all this stuff so you don't mess with it. But that's the story that they tell. Oh, this is a remnant of a fossil forest so many millions of years ago. No. And it's interesting, that particular one, there's no root.
No root balls.
No root ball. It didn't grow there, folks.
No.
It was placed, well, not placed there, it washed there or something, likely during the time of Noah's flood. So things like this, our young people, especially, well, all people, but especially young people, which are being inundated with this, they need to hear this stuff. They need to see the evidence.
They're only being taught one side of the things. And things like we're sharing tonight, they're not hearing.
Right.
So that's why we're encouraging people to get these cards from us, to give young people more than the cards that we can hand out. We need others to help hand them out so there's more reached with the truth.
Exactly. And I almost forgot. I wish I had it tonight to show, but I have to tell about my favorite fossil that we have. We have a good-sized chunk of petrified palm tree wood. You know what palm trees are.
Yes.
Petrified palm tree wood from Wyoming.
Wyoming.
We've been to Wyoming, I don't even know how many times. I can assure you there are 0 palm trees in Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? That's another lesson. But that's one of my favorite fossils that we have.
So by the way, when I just posted years ago when I joined a fossil forum on online, I just simply posted this picture in its entirety on the page with no comment.
Yeah.
And within seconds, the moderator asked me a question from the evolutionary standpoint of the rocks and the fossils.
What was the age of that tree?
The age of what layer was it found in?
Yeah.
And such. So very, very
they
interesting.
understood this is not a thing that supports their worldview.
Yes, exactly. With a tree going through multiple rock layers, how can trees last for millions of years?
We could talk about all these cards forever.
Yeah, that's supposed to be represented by those rock layers.
Right.
Anyway, so Mount St. Helens, we've already talked a little bit about that. And that goes right along with that card. So
I got ahead of the game a little bit.
That's all right. Monumental catastrophe. And of course, having a QR code that takes you to the website. And anybody handing these cards out can just say, hey, look at the website for more answers to your questions.
Yeah. To emphasize again, you don't have to be able to describe everything and know all the answers. That's okay.
Yes.
You can hand it out, and just like you just said, hey, look up the website if you have more questions.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Very good. We'd like more people to hand these out. This is why we're doing this series. And then a special mountain in that theme is Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
And what's Mount Sinai known for?
Oh.
Well, where God gave the 10 Commandments.
Right.
And so it's going to take more than 3 minutes to talk about this. So we're going to end with that card. But I wanted the special things that God sends our way from time to time that just, it's only a God thing. And several years ago, the date in this handwriting here in this Henry Morris Defender's Study Bible is September of 2004. So I went on, I guess eBay it was.
Yeah, you got it from eBay.
Thinking I was getting a replacement for the Defender's Study Bible that Heather had gotten me. What was that, 2000?
I think so. It had been well used.
2000.
It's an excellent study Bible.
It is, and it's well used and coming apart in some ways. And so I'm keeping gluing it and things like that, as we do with Bibles that are our favorite. And we've got notes in and all that. So I thought I was getting a replacement for that. What's it called? Faux leather, I believe. And it was not the leather appearance, soft and all. It was a hardback. Right. And I thought I was ordering. Anyway, and I opened it, and in green, and I shared this before, but some time back, and in green it had this note, our special precious son Jeffrey.
And that is not him. This was not written by his parents.
This was off of eBay.
We don't know who was selling this.
And it has, let's see, shipped from GoodwillBooks.com in Hillsboro, Oregon.
I didn't know. My family lived in Hillsboro.
Hillsboro, Oregon. And here this note, it was like it was written to me by my parents. Our special precious son Jeffrey, whom we are very proud of, and we love you very much. The Lord also delights in you, Jeffrey, as his special precious child of his. It's the blood of Jesus and God's great love for you that you are saved. Stay focused upon the Lord, Jeff, and bathe in his love for you. Others are drawn to Christ because they see Christ's character in you. We are honored to be your parents. Smiley face. With all our love, Jeff, Mom and Dad.
And that was not from his parents once again. I mean, you can't plan something like that.
Now, it's kind of sad, though, that this Bible is nearly new in appearance. So apparently, no pun intended with that, unused by
whoever this Jeff was.
The other Jeffrey. But that was an encouragement to get that some years ago. Maybe 10 years ago now. I don't know.
It's been a while, yeah.
But thank you for joining us this evening. We'll continue with Mount Sinai next time. and touching on the rest of our cards in this series of Sowing Seeds of Science.
We want to help you use creation to turn hearts to the Creator. That's what this is all about.
And encourage you to contact us if you would like to receive some cards to hand out, or to just maybe put in an envelope. If you pay for bills with a paper check, which not many do that anymore.
Or this time of year, if some people still send out Christmas cards, as many, put one in there.
One of our Christmas cards with your Christmas card sending.
Or Christmas newsletter. Some people do that.
Yeah, so there's lots of ideas that we'll share as we go through this series. And again, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
And let's remember to stay true to the scriptures and seek to make a difference in our day for our designer. Have a good evening,
everyone.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling